What is progress? What is it truly? How do we define it? Is it material possessions? Is it scientific knowledge?
Is it big text?
Let's think about this. As far as we know, we're the most superior life in the universe. How did we get to that point? Why do we see ourselves as superior to other beings? The answer, obviously, is our consciousness. I'm not better than a chimp because I eat cheesecake in my Lamborghini and he doesn't. But maybe it's because we can figure out how to go to the moon and they can't. Our intelligence and manipulative power over our environment might indicate an obvious yes, but it's actually not. And here's why. Say a hypothetical alien race were to take over Earth. Would we consider them superior? I mean, they're superior by every superficial metric. But in an imagined hierarchy of value in the universe, we would still consider them inferior to us. Kind of like a rabid animal with a death laser.
Or a stormtrooper?
Exactly, thank you, bro, up top.
Don't speak to me.
So why are they inferior? Well, let's think about that. It's fair to say that empathy and social cohesion are qualities that we use to determine the depth of a being's consciousness. Qualities that this alien race would evidently lack. And so that's why we would consider them inferior to us, even though they're superior by every other superficial metric. If we can agree that material and knowledge are actually not measures of existential value, but consciousness is, then we can also agree that true progress is a progress of consciousness and not one of possessions or scientific knowledge. So now I ask, have we progressed? No. Although life has gotten objectively better, the actual experience of life remains unchanged. So what do I mean by that? We only know what we know. We cannot know anything outside of what we know.
You're giving me dementia.
How else can I say this? The brain is molded by its circumstances. Imagine a graph that maps your range of joy and misery onto a spectrum of circumstances. Here's what I mean. Is a person who gets anything they want in life actually happy? Imagine you got the keys to a Lamborghini Huracan right now. Assuming you're an average person, you'd probably experience something along the lines of intense euphoria, disbelief, and gratitude. Now, to somebody who already has $1 million, that same experience isn't there. So how can it be that one person can receive such a luxury and react so positively, and another person can be completely indifferent? The answer is perception. The brain gets used to things. Person B will look down on person A for being spoiled and ungrateful. Rightfully so. Right? Well, what if I told you there was a person C? Person C is poor, person C is illiterate, person C doesn't have running water, they're not even certain where their next meal will come from, and they live in a mud hut with their tribe. These are all things that person B neglects to be grateful for. And so person C could say the exact same thing about person B. But person C can actually feel the exact same subjective feeling of euphoria by finding an exotic fruit on their doorstep as person B would getting an exotic car. Like, think about this. Even though person B perceives or assumes person C to be irredeemably miserable, their internal experience of life can actually feel exactly the same. The only difference is that the source of their happiness and misery is attributed to different things. In other words, there are these things in life that we arbitrarily describe as an improvement to the human experience. I'll call them nothings. Things like technology, disposable income, recreational drugs, big houses, vacations, fast cars, you name it. All of those nothings don't matter because joy will always be joy, misery will always be misery, life will always be life, and death will always be death. These nothings are flimsy attempts at pushing the human experience to the right of the graph. And this is actually counterproductive because the more you chase the highs, the more everything else in life gets pushed to the left. Here's what I mean. Like, every time you take an expensive vacation, ordinary life seems that much more mundane. Suddenly, your everyday life feels worse than before. So how do we react? We take more vacations. But to do that, we need to work harder. So now most of your life is spent down here just to experience a brief moment of this. So do you see that, like, that person's internal experience of life has actually gotten worse. So why the hell has humanity chased these nothings for seemingly all of our existence?
'Cause y'all dumb as nails.
At least we're taller than nails.
Oh god, you're right.
Oh my, come on, I'm sorry. So why the hell has humanity chased these nothings for seemingly all of our existence? I think it's because we're looking at it the wrong way. The goal isn't to climb further to the right of the graph. That's not real progress, not in the eyes of consciousness. I think the goal is to allow your mind's frame of reference to flow freely along the range of circumstances, and to decrease your variability between the two extremes. So what does this look like? Instead of chasing joy to higher and higher summits, find the center between joy and misery, which is probably something like peace. And let yourself be centered no matter the circumstances. Take everything in stride. Learn about life, try to understand its rules. Things like how every positive in life inherently has negative attached to it. Observe, process, understand what you can, and accept what you can't. Buddhists might call this goal nirvana, others might call it heaven.
I think most people call it being chill.
Actually, I think most of us call it being present. Because if we think about it, our circumstances are actually fluctuating every single moment. Our circumstances are never actually a range. They are a point. A range assumes that one's past and future exist. And the secret is that they don't. The present is the only thing that's real. When we can truly understand and embody the meaning of that statement, that's when I think we're gonna progress on this proverbial ladder of reality. The act of being present and at peace seems like the ultimate ideal of consciousness in this life. And moving toward that goal is the true path to elevating humanity in the universe, or the first step at the very least. I wish that I could be more specific about how to achieve this sort of mindset. The truth is, I don't know enough about it to make any sort of prescription because everyone will have their own unique journey. The only thing I know for certain is that awareness is the first step, and they say that knowing is half the battle, but the rest is up to you. Anyway, that's just some food for thought. I'll leave some recommendations in the description below, so check those out. Like, subscribe, comment, discuss. Love you.
Just click on the fucking video, just fucking do it, just fucking click on it.
How you feeling, buddy? You feeling okay?
Don't speak to me.
Asshole.